Hello dear student, welcome in the experiment number 14. The aim for the experiment number 14 is to perform and report the identification test for given sample of aspirin as per IP, that is Indian Pharmacopoeia. It has been prepared by myself, Mr. Arif Khan Pathan, working as a senior lecturer, Institute of Pharmacy, Diploma Azam Campus, Camp, Pune. So as far as the aim is concerned, we have to see the prior concept regarding the aim, that is the identification test for aspirin. And last year also, in your first year, you already performed these identification tests. So this year again, the part of your syllabus, one of the part amongst your practical experiments are concerned, that is identification test. So in this, we'll see the prior concept. We know the Indian Pharmacopoeia is nothing but what? It's an Indian Pharmacopoeia. It's an official pharmacopoeia, an official book in which the monographs of the drugs and the medicinal substances it has been given, as well as how to prepare the reagents and how to validate the reagents. It has been given in this official pharmacopoeia, that is Indian Pharmacopoeia. Next, the compliance with the IP test. It means that after performing the test, we have to match the results which has been given in official pharmacopoeia. If it matches, then it complies. If it does not matches, then it does not complies with the test given in IP, that is in Indian Pharmacopoeia, that we are calling compliance or comparison or matching the observations or the results with the official pharmacopoeia, that we are calling compliance with IP test. Next, the drug monitoring in IP, in drug monograph in IP, that the contents it has been given individual monographs. The IP contains the individual monographs of the drugs. Like in this case, we have to refer the monograph given under the aspirin or acetyl salicylic acid. Now, as far as the new concepts are concerned, first is the organoleptic description. So organoleptic description, nothing but what? It's an information with respect to the nature, order and the test of the drug, in which it's only the organoleptic character we have to see, that is the morphological characters, includes its nature, whether it is crystalline, amorphous and all, what is the order, as well as the test of the drug. Next, solubility. So in concern with the solubility, we have to see the solubility descriptive terms applied at 20 to 30 degrees Celsius. Means as we see these solubility descriptive terms, so in that the different terms are there, like very soluble, freely soluble, soluble, sparingly soluble, slightly soluble, very slightly soluble and insoluble or practically insoluble. So for that, how much approximate volume of the solvent required for one part of the solute. If say for example, if the substance is very soluble, it required less than one part of the solvent to get dissolved or to get solubilized. As we are comparing, we are calling or we are talking about the soluble, then it needs 10 to 30 parts of the solvent to get solubilize the solute or get miscibilize the solute into that particular solvent. Minimum part of solvent required, that is from 10 to 30 parts, that we are calling the substance. Then the substance we are calling it is soluble in particular solvent, and this had been done or applied at 20 to 30 degrees Celsius temperature condition. So this is the solubility, and solubility of the substance again we have to check as per the description given in the official pharmacopoeia, and we have to match the results or whether it is being complies with the official pharmacopoeia or not. That again we have to check as far as the identification test is concerned. Next identification test we have to, that is the chemical test. These are the tests to verify that the article being examined is in accordance with the label of the container, because there may be chances that the article or the substance or the drug may be mislabeled or substituted. So that we have to check. That is one of the aim for the identification test, that is to examine in accordance with the label of the container as well as in accordance with the official pharmacopoeia. Next, pharmaceutical categories. So these are actually the categories of the drug which has mentioned in pharmacopoeia. As mentioned in pharmacopoeia, for example, analgesic is one of the category. So in case of the aspirin, the category, if you are talking about the aspirin pharmaceutical category, so it will be an analgesics. Okay, so this is the category of the drug. Next, as far as the general concept of the experiment is concerned, first we have to go for the description of the drug, like what is the color, order, test of the drug, morphological characters, description. Then we have to check the solubility in different solvent and match with the results, or the match with the criteria given in official pharmacopoeia. Next we have to perform the chemical test that we are calling identification test as per the procedure given in Indian pharmacopoeia. And then after that we have to compare, or we have to predict and draw the conclusion that sample complies or does not complies with the test given in official pharmacopoeia. So this is the actually the general concept. Step by step we have to go. First we have to go for the description of the drug, morphological character, then solubility, check the identification test. Then after that we have to draw a conclusion or result that the sample is complies or does not complies with the official pharmacopoeia. So this is the general concept. Next, as far as the structural formula of the aspirin is concerned, this is the structural formula of aspirin, which is actually the salicylic acid derivative. If you're talking about the benzene ring with COH group, this part we are calling a salicylic acid. Now benzoic acid, benzene with COOH group. And if you have a hydroxy group over here on ortho position, then this will call a salicylic acid. And there is a substitution that we are calling substitution. This is the acetyl substitution on the salicylic acid, that is benzene with COOH and hydroxy group on ortho position. So H of these salicylic acid got replaced with this acetyl derivative. That's why we are calling acetyl salicylic acid, or it's an acetyl derivative of salicylic acid. This is the structural component of the aspirin. As far as the name is concerned, aspirin, or is also called as acetyl salicylic acid. Now the chemical name, it's an orthoacetoxy benzoic acid. Say this is an benzoic acid on ortho position. There is a acetoxy group. This is an acetoxy group. Which is present on the ortho position of benzoic acid. So we are calling orthoacetoxy benzoic acid. Orthoacetoxy benzoic acid will be the chemical name for the given drug aspirin. Now we'll see the description which we are deal, that is the morphological character. Color of the aspirin is concerned. Color is colorless to white crystalline powder. Next, the order, it's an orderless. Then if you're talking about the solubility in different solvents, so in water it is sparingly soluble, in alcohol it is freely soluble, in chloroform it is soluble, in ether it is again soluble. So next we'll move toward the procedure of aspirin. So there will be 3 tests to perform the identification test for the aspirin. First is boil 0.5 gram of drug or aspirin with 10 ml of dilute NaOH solution for 3 minutes. Then we have to cool it and add 10 ml of dilute H2SO4. A white crystalline PPT is being produced, and that we have to filter out. And that PPT is to be dissolved into about 2 ml of water. And then we have to add a FeCl3 solution. If there is a deep violet color is being produced, then it complies with IP and there is a presence of aspirin. If we're talking about the second test, so in second test, what are the filtrate we are obtaining after the first test? The filtrate is useful in second test. To the filtrate obtained in test A, add 3 ml of alcohol and 3 ml of sulfuric acid, and we have to warm it. If there is an order of ethyl acetate, it means that there is it complies with the official pharmacopoeia, it complies with IP, and it passes the test, as well as the sample may be aspirin. Third is a melting point. We have to determine the melting point. The substance will melt, or the drug aspirin will melt at 142 degrees Celsius. So this is all about the procedure and observations and the inferences. Next, the result. We have to write the result. So the result to be written in this way, that the given sample of aspirin complies with the test A, B and C. If it is complies, student have to write detail regarding the number of observation, and as mentioned in the observation table, that which tests are being comprising. Like we had performed the 3 tests A, B and C. So as per our observation, if all 3 complies, we have to write the aspirin complies with the test A, B, C. And if it does not complies, any of the tests, say for example, if the B test is not comprising, then we have to write the name of the test, or here in the blank space provided, that it does not comply the test B. This is just for an example for the identification of IP as identification of aspirin as per IP. Now, as far as the category is concerned, aspirin having analgesic, antipyretic, and anti-inflammatory as a pharmaceutical category. So, thank you, thanks for watching, and thanks for being with us.